Hey, yo, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It has been quite a while since we have made a YouTube video, but I acquired something very nice, and I want to do it today. We have acquired a Magic the Gathering Universes Beyond Lord of the Rings draft booster pack box. There's like three different types of boosters. There's draft boosters, there's set boosters, and there's collector boosters. I am in the market for some collector boosters, but I can't find them for anything less than like $800, which I'm not doing. Set boosters, or give or take. I got these for a decent price. They kind of popped up randomly, so I just grabbed them, and I just wanted to rip some packs, and I'm feeling good. So we're just gonna open it, and we're just gonna let it rip. The Lord of the Rings Universes Beyond set is what got me into Magic. This was a couple of years ago. And I have a bunch of cards. I have the commander decks. I bought singles. I have all the Nazgul, things like that. But I never really got to rip packs. And I just really want to rip packs. So that's what we're going to do. And this is like the display box. So it's like it's meant to like fold over like this. So you have like, you know, all this stuff. I'm really excited. Now, I don't know too much about these cards because it has been a while. Put these over here. But I have a general idea. I also have TCG Player up on the monitor so I can look at prices live and see what's going on. But this is, I think the idea of these is just like you open a couple of these packs and then you do like drafts like at your local game store. I've never done that before. I'm just doing this for the cards. So this is Realms and Relics box topper. I'm not even sure what that means if I'm keeping a stack. It is a single card. And it is Balin's Tomb? Dude, I know this. I know this. I know this. This is expensive. Because it's an ancient tomb. Tap for 2 colorless. Balin's Tomb deals 2 damage to you. Is that still expensive? I think that's probably still expensive. Balin's Tomb. Dude! This is $100. Well, it's $100 and then $275 for the Surge foil. I don't know what Surge foil means, but I don't think it's this. I don't know how to tell if it's a Surge foil or not. Hell yeah, Balin's Tomb. I actually think I had this on my list for a while, and I was like, I'm not paying $100 for it. Holy shit, I need to get sleeves. Okay, this is gonna go. I have a box of sleeves over there. This is gonna go over here. All of our special stuff is going to go over here. Balin's Tomb. Holy crap. What a topper. All right. Well, let's just start cracking them. That just got me super hyped, dude. That got me hyped. That's a hell of a start of the video. Now, I don't know if that's all of them. I think it's like a random... Is it a mythic? Yeah. I think you get a random mythic for the box toppers. But holy hell, dude. My trash can a little bit so I can just toss stuff down. Okay. Arwen's Gift. Slip on the Ring. Oh, that's like flash in and out. A lot of these we have. I think they order them common, uncommon, and then rare. I think we'll see. So these are all commons. I have most of these cards as well. Orcish Medicine, Ithalian Knots, Fog on the Barrow Downs. I kind of like that. Pathfinder. Dark Cavalier, Snarling Warg. I don't think I have. These are all, yeah, Bitter Downfall. Uncommon, Bitter Downfall. But we have a couple of those. Council's Deliberation, uncommon. Draw a card whenever you scry. If you control an island, you may exile it from your graveyard if you do draw a card. Oh, this is this is good for your draw engines and like your Gandalf deck. Oh, a Nazgul. I have all the Nazgul. The Nazgul go for about somewhere between $6 and $10, so they're not that much anymore. I have all 9 already, but Nazgul's pretty nice. Baradur. I have a Baradur. but I'm gonna put that down here. I'm gonna put I think all the rares maybe down there. But yeah, Nazgul's not bad, and then Swamp and a token, and then we'll put these. Should I put all the uncommons? It's 2 uncommons. I'm not going to put all the uncommons unless they really jump out at me. Like, we could double check this Nazgul. Yeah, $7. Not bad. Technically, that pays for the pack, but, we're not really worried about the money. we'll put these over here. I am going to keep the rares to the side, and then we'll just go through them all. And I'll put the stack of cards, like, in the corner over here. You know what? I'll just start stacking them like this. Organizing these is going to be a pain in the ass, though. I'll tell you that much, man. I will tell you that much. All right. Man, I'm super hyped about that Balance Tomb, though, man. I can't get over that. All right. Esquire of the King. Quarrel's End. Mordor Trebuchet. Glorious Gale. Move my microphone a little bit. Glorious Gale. Second Breakfast. Might be good for the my Food and Fellowship upgrade. Bag End Porter. It also might be good for the Food and Fellowship upgrade. Erebor Flamesmith. Urukai Berserker. Oh, and Oliphant. I actually have that same art for Oliphant. It is still a common. Enraged Huron. Yeah, I have that one. Prince Imrahil, uncommon. I have him. The Grey Havens, always a good land, uncommon. Gothmog. Morgul Lieutenant, uncommon. A cool art, too, on the Gothmog. I kind of like that. And Lothlo, Corrupt Sheriff, is our rare. We have him and a Tentacle. I don't know what in Lord of the Rings gives us a Tentacle, but Lotho, I don't know what Lotho goes for. Huh? $11. Oh no, that's for the pre-release. The regular one is gonna be $4. That's I'm not gonna put that here. I'm gonna put only like their super cool stuff there. Which actually, what does this Gothmog go for? 4 cents. Yeah, I'm gonna put the Nazgul there because the Nazgul is a kind of cool pool. It's not like Nazgul is just a cool card. So we'll actually put the coolest cards there. Yeah, for uncommon, the Nazguls are better than other uncommons. Gimli's Fury! Revive the Shire. Food token. Smite the Deathless. Haunt of the Dead Marshes. Wallow Wind. I think I'll recognize cards that I've wanted and haven't gotten. But the expensive stuff I'm probably not going to realize. Banish from Edoras. What I really would really be great, actually, as Bombadil's song comes on, I don't have Tom Bombadil. I would love a Tom Bombadil, especially with the Final Fantasy VII set coming out, where all the summons are sagas. I think a Tom Bombadil book saga deck, a book summon deck would be sick. Final Fantasy doesn't come out till June, though. Wizard Rockets, whatever. Knights of Dolmat, Troll of Khazad-dûm, Shortcut to Mushrooms. Erkenbrand, Lord of the Westfold. I didn't have that one. Saruman's Trickery, I have. It's a nice counterspell. Ready to amass orcs. Also, that could go into my Lord of the Nazgul deck. I don't already, I think. And Legolas, Master Archer. I believe I have this one. But Master Archer, yeah. Not that crazy. Not that crazy. I have to go through my whole collection, make sure I didn't. Surely I didn't buy Balance Tomb at any time. I'm sure I would have saw that $100 price tag and said no. Captain of Umbar, Protector of Gondor, Claim the Precious, Deceive the Messenger, Hook Reaper, Elven Farsight. That's good for the Scry deck. Mirkwood Bats is pretty good. I don't know if it goes for anything anymore. I have a few of them, but it does cool stuff. It does cool stuff, but yeah, no, 20 cents. I think it used to be worth something, but Birthday Escape, Lothlorien Lookout, Now for Wrath, Now for Ruin, Bilbo Retired Burglar, Blue-Red. I don't think I have a blue-red deck built. Unidine Rangers with Landfall, that would be pretty good in this would be good in the Food and Fellowship deck. Oh, and a book, Saga. Book of I don't have this one. Good for the Amass deck. Lost Isle Calling. And that's a Scry deck. Amass Orcs 1, Amass Orcs 2. Creatures you control get +1/+0 on game minutes until turn. Nothing that crazy. I took apart the amass. So the Sauron Precon is an amass deck, but I took that apart and I built a Lord of the Nazgul deck instead, and it doesn't amass that much. So if I were to rebuild that deck, that Saga would be pretty good. Up on the ring, Galadrim Guide, Raheem Lancer, Orcish Medicine, Land Knots, Fog in the Bow Downs. That's the end. Oh, that's crazy art right there, dude. That's from the extended editions. They actually had what's his face killing Sauron. Not slicing his throat, they stabbed him in the back, but Pathfinder, Wizard Rockets, Gift of Strands, Flash Enchant Creature, try 2, and he gets +3/+3. Healing House, Gandalf, Friend of the Shire. I have that one. The Ring Goes South. I really like the Ring Goes South. I do have it in my Food and Fellowship deck, I believe. It's just a nice way to get tempted and to go try and find some lands. And that deck is full of legendary creatures. Almost all the hobbits are legendary creatures. So that's a nice sorcery I put into that deck. It is a little expensive, but for what is a bracket 2 or 3, that's a bracket 3 deck. Those games last a little longer, so you can get in. Season of Isengard, I have that one too. That's a good one. Mordor Trebuchet again, Glorious Gale, Second Breakfast. But yeah, there's definitely going to be a lot of repeats here, especially among the commons. I don't want to skip right to the rares though, or uncommons and rares, but like I said, something will really stand out. Grishnak is good for the mass deck. Again, that's like for the precon. And Aragorn, Company Leader. That's a pretty good one. That's actually a really good one. I might add that to... Whenever the ring tempts you, if you choose a creature other than Aragorn as your ring bearer, put your choice of a counter of First Strike, Vigilance, Death Touch, or Lifelink. Whenever you put one or more counters on Aragorn, put one of each of those counters up to one target creature. That would be really nice for the Food and Fellowship deck. I don't know if he's worth anything, but that is a nice card I'm going to put to the side so I don't forget about it. Company Leader. Yeah, it's only a couple bucks, but I want to put that aside just so I don't forget about it, and I want to look at that real hard for the Food and Fellowship deck. Because that is a white, green, black deck. Because you have the 2 commanders. Dunedain Blade, Orcish Medicine, Dreadful as a Storm, Aaron Rider, Galadrim Bow, Storming of Moria, Shelob's Ambush, Wizard Rockets, Knights of Dul Amor. I love this art. Even though it's a common, the full art is just so cool. Fiery Inscription, I do use that. That's a good one. That's just that goes into the red deck. Shadow Summoning is for spirits. Stew the Conies, that goes into the food deck. I don't know who this is. Shagrat Loot Bearer. Attach it to one target. Oh, equipment. Yeah. I don't use equipment in the black and red deck. Again, the black and red deck doesn't exist anymore, but if it did, there's not really any equipment in there. It's basically out of mass deck. Again, Porter, Breaking of the Fellowship. I haven't seen that before. Easterly Vanguard, Captain, Protector of Gondor, Barney-One Farmer, Earthling Farmer, Pippin's Bravery, Lost the Legend. Entis Restoration is good. It's a good land swap. Shadow Summoning again, Rangers of Ithilien. Oh, and a holographic land. I think we're going to speed this up a little bit. There's like 30 packs in here, and I underestimated how long I'm taking going through every card. So instead of reading out all the comments, I'm just going to shuffle through them. Namely, Zach, so I'll just call out things that look cool to me. And then we'll go to the uncommons. Gwahir, the Windlord. I don't have a bird deck, but there's all birds. Arrowblade. Oh, the Palantir. The Palantir is good. I don't know how much that goes for. Lash of the Balrog is a common, but that's cool. I don't know what the Palantir goes for anymore. But it used to be really good. Oh, it's $28. Again, that's pre-release. Okay, $11. Still. Yeah, Palantir. Still good. Still a good drop. So yeah, I'll just shuffle through the commons and just call out things I see that I think are cool. And then we'll slow down for the uncommons and the rare, of course. Mirkwood Spider. Voracious Fell Beast. That could go into the Lord of the Nazgul deck. Rosie Cotton. She used to go for anything? I don't think she does anymore. Goldberry River Daughter. I've never seen this. And Balrog Doom's Brain. I have that one already. The Balrog is fun to play, but hard to use. I don't know what Goldberry goes for. Yeah, nothing. And nothing. Okay. Yeah, organizing these are going to be a pain in the ass. But that is tomorrow Ren's problem. Reason. I do it like Aowen, Lady of Rohan. I don't have that version of her yet. Ringside. Saruman the White. Boromir, Warden of the Tower. He is quite good. He is in the Food and Fellowship deck. He's like a counter. And play him to counter, and the ring tempts you and stuff. $3 for that version of him. I think I bought mine for $1 or something. I did buy that as a single. On the ring, Generous Ent again. Shadowfax, Celeborn, Elrond, and Frodo Sauron's Bane. Yeah, I have all those guys. Nothing too crazy. Nothing I think we need to call out. Again, our golden would be Tom. There's Bombadil's song again. I'm like, our golden would be Tom Bombadil. Horses of the Bruinen. Ride deck. Legolas, Counter of Kills with the cool alternate art. Probably not. And Donovan New Age. Oh, Donovan New Age is really, really, really good. Donovan New Age is really, really good. I have that in the deck, in the Food and Fellowship deck. It's a good draw engine. And that's a mythic. That's a nice one. That is a nice one. I stand corrected. It's only $2, but still, it's a mythic. Nothing here looks crazy. Councils of Liberation, Fire Inscription, Faramir, Field Commander, Elrond, Master of Healing, Eomer of the Rittermark. Yeah, nothing crazy. Alright, these stacks of cards are getting ridiculous. I'm gonna start stacking them up on each other. Kingfisher, Chance Met Elves, Lambeth Spread, the Lash of the Balrog, but not fancy one. Another Mirkwood Bats. Yeah, these are common. Gandalf Sanction, Fear of Fire Foes. Another Nazgul. We'll stack the Nazgul up. Nice. Another Goldberry. Stack those up. And we're just gonna start stacking these. It's gonna be a nightmare to organize all this crap anyway. So I'll do that like when I'm bored one day. Can't have Louis around, but yeah, nothing. Only font, nothing crazy. Alvin Fireleaper, Denethor, Ruling Sir, Samwise the Stout-Hearted, Battle of the Bywater is really good. That is a board wipe. That is the board wipe that I have in the Food and Fellowship deck. Destroy all creatures with power 3 or greater. So you have all your hobbits out. You kill everything, and then, you know, do some +X shenanigans. And then create foods, and you can use your foods, and your foods boost you in that deck. So that's a single that I ended up buying specifically for that deck. Golem's Bite. Good exile engine, I guess. Urukai Captain. Smeagol Helpful Guide. Nothing crazy. And I love ripping packs, though. You just miss, like, the freaking feeling you get when you rip some packs. It feels so damn good. Even though it's arguably a complete waste of money. It's just fun. Eowyn, Lady of Rohan. For the Killing House, Legolas, Counter of Kills. Different art. And Moria Marauder. I actually like that. Double strike. Whenever a goblin or orc you control deals combat damage, exile top card, you may play that card this turn. Free play the card, not cast, so you don't have to pay for it. Just play it. That's kind of nice. If I ever rebuild the goblin, or if I build a goblin orc deck, that would be very nice. Another Mirkwood Bats. Mouth of Sauron. He's in that deck. He's in the Lord of the Nazgul deck. He's a good one. The Bat Song. Here we go. Now we're getting some sagas. Arwen, Undiel, Display of Power. Mithril Coat. I don't think I use Mithril Coat for anything. Gives indestructible card. And we've had like 7 Gimli's axes. What I'm noticing, and they're always the first one. And the Precious as well, a bunch. Do the Coney, Goblin Fire Leaper again. Press the Enemy. I kind of like that one. The bounce, and then you get to cast something. Hi, Cthulhu, Graham's Guide. Quipping, Upstart, Ent. I thought about making an Ent deck, because I have Last March for the Ents. But I haven't. Rising of the Day, that's a good way to just get a bunch of damage off. Was it Con? Flame of Anor. Yeah, this goes in the Gandalf deck for a wizard, and then Wizard Rockets foil. That Gandalf deck, you try to cast as much shit as possible. So I don't use it very often, but it'll be interesting. Try to put a bunch of like low cost instant sorceries in there. We haven't gotten anything too crazy. Googlook. Googlook used to be or something. Uglook is not worth anything. I was like, I feel like he used to be worth something. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Another bow, another Storming of Moria. Yeah, a lot. Oh my god, lot of Vandrival. I'll say a lot of duplicates. Long list of the Ents. Oh my god, this is a 6-part saga. I never even see this. Note a creature type that hasn't been noted for long list of the Ents. When you cast your next creature spell of that type this turn, that creature enters battlefield with an additional +1/+1 counter on it. I don't know how that's going to work in a Lord of the Rings deck when everything is like, what do you say, Ents, Hobbits, Elves. You can have a wizard in there, maybe. I don't even know what else you would use. Another Claim the Precious. Starting. Glorfindel. Another bird. Maybe we make a bird deck, dude. There's Last March of the Ents. Yes! That is a good one. Last March of the Ents is a good one. Let's see how much it's going for now. And the extended art. Last March of the Ents and the extended art. Oh, they used to be a lot more. It's $12. It used to be a lot more. I bought a single, the regular version of it. The regular version is more expensive than this art version of it. That's kind of crazy to me, though. Last March of the Ents. That is a good one. That is a great win con if you have a big, big swingy boy deck. I'll take that win. I take that as a victory right there. Bill Fernie, I have that. Yeah, he's the Bree Spindler. Theoden, King of Rohan, he's good. Perrigan Took in the art. And the Oathbreakers. Nothing crazy in that one. More Golden Life Wound. Bombadil Song again. But no Tom Bombadil. I would love Denethor, Ruling Steward. You Cannot Pass. Oath of the Grey Host again. Boromir again. Bob's Ambush. Oil. All uncommon and rare duplicates. Man, Tom Bombadil being in here would make my day. Tom Bombadil, I think he's only a couple of cents. But just packing him instead of buying him would kind of make my day. Log on the Barrow Downs. Or something that's just like big money. Of course. Ringside, Goblin's Bite, Elrond, Lord of Rivendell with the art. The Shire. The Shire is actually a pretty good land. I think I bought that as a single. I think I bought it as a single just because I wanted the Shire. It's, only less than $2, but I was like, the Shire. You can't have a Hobbit deck without the Shire, right? Like, that's just sacrilegious. So I bought it and I put it in there. And I have like a part. I joined the Dunedain Blade. We've got like 5 of these. I also have a party tree in there. And that one was expensive from what I remember. Array of Orc, Shire Sheriff, Voracious Fell Beast again with the art. Shelob, Child of Ungoliant. People hate the Shelob cards that I play sometimes. I have the black and red one, I think. That one's good for a spider deck. I don't have a spider deck. The other Shelob lets you, whenever a creature dies, your opponents exile it instead, and then I can play those cards, and I can steal them. That Shelob is cool. People hate that one. She gets targeted pretty heavily as soon as she comes out, because people don't like exiling their graveyard stuff. And Draft Bazin. Shadowfax, again. Celeborn the Wise, again. Rivendell. Rivendell's a good one. I like that. That's a good land. I have one. Escape from Orthanc. Rivendell is one I think that I bought as well as a single. Yeah, not expensive, but I think I bought it as a single because it's Rivendell and it's Lord of the Rings. You know? If you're gonna have a Lord of the Rings deck, you gotta have the Shire. If it's green, blue, you gotta have Rivendell. Red, you gotta have, Mordor, Barad-dûr, Khazad-dûm, things like that. Black Breath, we've had a bunch of those as well. That's the end on the alternate art. Harderburg, March from the Black Gate. I like that one in the black deck. Samwise Stout-Hearted, Pippin Guard of the Citadel, and Forge Anew. And a little shiny. For equipment, I don't use a ton. There are some equipment cards in these decks that I use, but not a ton. I use some of the swords. Bro, Dunedain Blade again, bro. Oh my god. I'm gonna make a whole deck of just Dunedain Blades. Ridiculous. Oh, another Saga. Strider, Ranger of the North. See, we're getting good Hugh the Entwood Mythic. We're getting some good sagas. But we're not getting Tom Bombadil. Hugh the Entwood is a mythic and it's not worth. But it's a mythic, so we'll put it to the side. We'll give it the respect a mythic deserves, even though it's 20 cents. You got this mythic that's $100. You know? Nothing. Grima Wormtongue. I don't have him. Your opponents can't gain life. Suck a creature. Oh my god. Okay, that's great. I gotta put that in the black deck. That's great. Old Man Willow. That's another Ent. Oh, Tree Folk, different from Ent, I guess. Ariatic and Forge Anew again. It's like that. That Grima I could put into the Lord of the Nazgul deck. I can also put him into the Hobbit deck, which is mildly hilarious. That's my life gain deck, and then not let anybody else gain life. But there isn't really a sack outlet in that deck. Saruman the White. Lantraval again. Flame of Anor on the art. Last 3 packs. Man, we flew through this. Oh, never mind. I'm gonna edit this down, but this would be like a half-hour video just doing this. Holy shit. Handsmet Elves, I have that somewhere. Any Partings, I have that somewhere too. Krishnak, Friendly Rivalry. Gimli, Counter of Kills. Gimli, Mournful Avenger. Back-to-back Gimlis. Grond, the Groundbreaker in foil. I don't use that vehicle. It's Crew 3. It is a 5/5, but you need the army. That's for an amass attack for sure. Because if you control an army and Grond, then it's an artifact creature. So I guess technically you wouldn't have to crew it at that point, but you got to rebuild that amass deck. Revive the Shire, Oliphants, Ugluk again, and Jeff Bezos. Frodo Baggins. Not that crazy. Sharky and Rise of the Witch King. Sack outlet. Ooh, black green though. So the only thing built for that would be the Hobbit deck. All right, last pack for the draft booster box. Last one. Do we have a Tom Bombadil in here? Treason of Isengard again. Galadrim Bow again. Mortar Muster again. Wizard Rockets. There's another Grond. Faramir the Riddermark, another one. Rise of the Witch King again. Horn of the Mark. I don't think we had that one. That's it. So nothing too crazy, but fun. We love ripping packs. Our big ones. Okay, so our craziest stuff, probably the Palantir of Orthanc. That's worth a bit. Last March of the Ents is pretty nice. 2 Nazgul, which their prices have, they've never been crazy. They came down, but 2 different Nazgul. That's nice. Barad-dûr and the Coup de Grace. Balin's Tomb in a foil. This is a pretty nice get. This is the box topper as well. So I don't know what that means, but this is really, really nice. So all in all, really, really fun. Worth it. I mean, it paid for itself, actually, now that I think about it. The value of the cards exceeds the value of the box that it paid. So I'll take that. Now, that being said, I'm not going to sell, I'd have to sell this to get the value of the box back. I'm not selling this. So, so I'm not going to sell anything, I don't think. I do have some, actually, I'll see how many duplicates I have of the rare stuff. I might sell those. So we won't get the value of the box back because we're not selling this, but I'm not selling this. So all in all, worth it. Had a lot of fun. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out. See you later.